The 81st emperor of the Roman Empire, Arcadius, was born in 377 AD, the second son of the prominent emperor Theodosius I and Aelia Flacilla, his wife. Arcadius's reign as emperor was marked by a combination of political challenges, shifting power dynamics, and personal inadequacies that influenced the trajectory of the Eastern Roman Empire during a crucial period in its history. His rule, spanning from 383 AD to 408 AD, forms a distinct chapter in the complex history of the late Roman Empire. Arcadius was born into a turbulent and complex imperial family. His father, Theodosius I, was the last emperor to rule over both the eastern and western halves of the Roman Empire. Theodosius I, who successfully defended the empire against numerous threats, including invasions by the Goths, had made significant reforms in both the military and religious domains. However, when Theodosius I died in 395 AD, he divided the empire between his two sons. Arcadius was made emperor of the East, while his elder brother, Honorius, became emperor of the West. At the time of his ascension in 383 AD, Arcadius was a mere 6 years old. His initial elevation to co-emperor alongside his father was more of a ceremonial title. Theodosius II continued to wield power for both the East and West until his death, but Arcadius was placed under the care and guidance of key court officials, including the powerful eunuch and chief minister Eutropius, who would become one of the most influential figures in Arcadius's reign. Arcadius's youth and inexperience left him vulnerable to manipulation by his advisors. After his father's death, Arcadius was officially the emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire, but the actual governance was largely left to regents and influential officials. His primary regent was Rufinus, a powerful military leader who initially dominated the imperial court. However, political infighting between Rufinus and another key figure, the Praetorian prefect Eutropius, led to increasing instability at court. Rufinus, who had considerable support among the military, and Eutropius, who had the loyalty of the civil bureaucracy, represented two different power factions vying for control. The rivalry between these figures created an atmosphere of factionalism and intrigue. Eventually, in 395 AD, Eutropius, having gained the upper hand, orchestrated the assassination of Rufinus, consolidating his influence over the young emperor Arcadius. Eutropius was an important figure in Arcadius's reign, being one of the first eunuchs to hold significant political power in the Roman Empire. He rose from humble beginnings, likely as a slave, and gained favor with the emperor due to his competence and intelligence. Eutropius effectively controlled the government for much of Arcadius's reign, guiding the emperor through difficult political and military situations. However, Eutropius's growing power was a source of resentment among the aristocracy, and his unpopularity eventually led to his downfall. In 399 AD, he was overthrown and exiled, signaling the decline of the influence of eunuchs at court. Despite the upheavals at court, Arcadius was relatively passive in his own administration, often deferring to his advisors and military commanders. His decisions were shaped by the individuals around him rather than his own strong will or imperial vision. Throughout his reign, Arcadius struggled with asserting independent authority, and this inability to manage both internal and external crises contributed to the empire's decline in the early 5th century. In terms of military affairs, Arcadius's reign saw the continuation of challenges faced by the Eastern Roman Empire. One of the most significant threats came from the Visigoths, led by Alaric I. Alaric had been employed as a foederati, an ally force, by the Eastern Empire but soon rebelled, beginning a series of invasions into the Western Empire. Although the Visigoths posed a direct threat to the Western Roman Empire, their activities had an indirect impact on the Eastern Empire as well. Additionally, the ongoing conflict with Persia, particularly the Sassanid Empire, remained a key issue for the Eastern Roman Empire during Arcadius's rule. The empire had been engaged in frequent border skirmishes with Persia, though Arcadius's reign did not see any significant military victories or territorial expansion in the east. Religiously, Arcadius's reign was marked by the growing influence of Christianity and the increasing divide between various Christian factions. Arcadius's father, Theodosius I, had made Christianity the state religion of the Roman Empire, and under Arcadius's rule, this policy continued. In fact, Arcadius took measures to enforce religious orthodoxy and suppress paganism. In 391 AD, following his father's example, Arcadius issued a series of edicts that banned pagan rituals and temples, contributing to the decline of traditional Roman religious practices. This period also witnessed internal Christian theological disputes, most notably the conflict between the Nicene Christians, who adhered to the Nicene Creed established at the First Council of Nicaea in 325, and the Arians, who held divergent views on the nature of Christ. Arcadius, heavily influenced by the Orthodox faction, supported the bishops who promoted Nicene Christianity, furthering the institutionalization of Christianity at the expense of paganism and Arianism. Arcadius's reign, characterized by its weak leadership and ongoing political struggles, came to an end on May 1st, 408 AD, when he died of natural causes, likely related to his ill health. He was succeeded by his son, Theodosius II, who was only 7 years old at the time, leading to another regency period dominated by influential figures. Despite the relatively low point of his reign in terms of military victories and personal leadership, Arcadius's rule was crucial in that it marked the solidification of the division between the Eastern and Western Roman empires. The Eastern Roman Empire would continue to exist for nearly another 1,000 years, eventually becoming the Byzantine Empire, while the Western Roman Empire was in its death throes, with the fall of Rome occurring just a few decades later in 476 AD. Arcadius's reign also solidified the growing role of the imperial bureaucracy, including eunuchs and civil servants, in the governance of the Eastern Empire. While his time on the throne was marred by personal weaknesses and court intrigue, his rule is still notable for its role in shaping the political and religious trajectory of the late Roman world. Arcadius's legacy is complex. While his reign did not see the kind of military success or administrative innovation of some of his predecessors, his period as emperor was pivotal in the consolidation of Christianity as the dominant faith of the empire. The political system of the Eastern Roman Empire also began to evolve, with an increased reliance on bureaucratic officials rather than military commanders to maintain order and stability. Ultimately, Arcadius is remembered as a weak ruler, one who struggled to balance the numerous challenges facing the Roman Empire. His reign may not have been marked by military conquest or significant reforms, but it helped shape the future of the Eastern Roman Empire, setting the stage for the Byzantine Empire that would emerge in the centuries that followed.